The house move has been completed. All of our stuff is downstairs and we are settled as far as we can be in a remodel situation, and we can start removing some of the old flooring on the top floor to start remodeling the stuff. Currently our bedroom is set up at the ground level. That is just a temporary bedroom until this remodel on the second floor is completed. The living room is on the first floor, which it will always be. It's just a temporary setup for now during that remodel phase, so we can have a messy side upstairs, and when that is finished we can move downstairs instead of walking all of the stuff all through the house, just keeping that messy side top down and then moving on down for the rest of the remodel. So with the first couple of bits now completed, we could start removing the wall that we wanted to move and also change to make that a walk-in closet, and also remove some of the doors that we will no longer need. So my brother-in-law is always very helpful when it comes to just tearing some stuff down, so he could just live out all of his energy right here, removing that first wall. With the demolition now completed, we needed to remove all of the old wall stuff and trash surrounding it, also removed all of the old wallpaper we no longer wanted, and we're then left with an incredible pile of bags full of old waste and stuff that needs to be removed and moved to the dump. Once that was all completed, nicely cleaned up, we could start rebuilding, and the first thing we wanted to do was rebuild the wall a couple of centimeters backwards and with an extra door opening for the walk-in closet close to where the old one was. Some of the electrical was moved backwards to the new positioning of the wall, then the new frame wall was framed up, and then the drywall was installed. For the flooring, we decided to go with tiles, so we picked the tiles that we liked and loaded up the van. That then all needed to be moved up 2 flights of stairs, which was quite a bit of a task, but we got it done. We could then start with the first sections of the floor. First off, we needed to do some vacuum cleaning or vacuuming, and then move on to adding some primer to the concrete floors. After giving the primer some proper time to cure, we could move on to mixing up the tile cement and start off with our first tiles. Now, do be aware we are full amateurs. I've only watched YouTube videos for about 15 years and a ton of episodes of Grand Designs, so I think I have the theory down. We just never have really done it in real life, so it's not going to be perfect, but we're trying our best. If you are a professional at this, do let me know down in the comments what I'm doing wrong. But just don't be too harsh, as we don't want to face the reality of doing everything completely incorrectly and having messed up badly. We do think it looks pretty good in the end. So with the first couple of rooms done, we could just carefully start moving on, cleaning up in between, and on to the next room, the hallway, and going forward. Sadly, not all of the tiles are perfectly cut straight out of the box, so there was some manual labor required there too, with an angle grinder and a bit of patience, and also some hearing protection, which you can't really see, but I am wearing some, I promise. Now for the larger straight cuts, I'm just using a tile cutter. Another room completed, and on to the next one. First, just some vacuum cleaning, then moving on with some primer, letting that cure, and starting on the tiles. With that said and done, all of the tiling on the top floor has now been completed, at least laying down the tiles, that is. After that, we needed to clean them up a bit thoroughly, removing some of the tile cement that had been squeezed out underneath those leveling clips, and could then move on to adding the grout. For the grout, we decided to go with an anthracite gray that matches pretty closely with the tiles itself. That was then mixed up and spread into all of these areas where the grout needs to be spread to. Now again, just like the tiling, this is the first time we've ever done this, so it's probably not done perfect or in the most efficient way, but we're getting the hang of it, sort of. The grouting has now also been completed, so it's time to mop up the floor about 15,000 times before all of that slurry has been removed, and then the tiling looks pretty nicely done. So after that had been dried fully, we could start removing all of that slurry, like I said, just mopping the floor many times and looking at those nice and clean grout lines. We are pretty happy with the way they came out. We still need to clean up a little bit more just to get rid of some of that gray hazing from the glue and also from the grout itself, but it is starting to shape up really nicely. With that flooring now completed on that second floor, we could start on the walls and some other things and bits and bobs around there before we move the bedroom into another temporary room so we can sleep up here for a bit before we finish the bedroom. Now also the sort of utility room has been painted black. This is just the first coat. We need to apply another one. The washing machine and dryer is going to end up there. We also already removed some bits in the hallway for the remodel on the bathroom, which is going to come next year. And we're also going to be adding another wall here because the bathroom is going to be expanded about ½ a meter. Now this is the wall that we tore out and replaced with a new one a little bit further down, just to get it nice and even and not have a weird angle and corner in a room, and also so we can turn this into that walk-in closet. Now again, the floor is still a bit of a mess, still some tidying up to be done. We're going to be insulating the wall, removing and moving some of the electrical to some other places, and then also of course finishing off the wall on the inside. Now this is going to be the walk-in closet, so there's going to be closets over here, but that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any tips, suggestions, or if you enjoyed these kinds of videos, do let me know. I'm not forgetting about the scale modeling side of this channel, since that's pretty much what I do on this channel. But life is happening, and since I'm not really making any money on this channel, I figured I'd just share what I'm doing instead of forcing myself to build scale models and let that get in the way of my life. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, let them know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them.